Joining me now is Andrew Rasiulis, retired official from the Department of National Defense. Thanks so much for your time. What could be accomplished by a face-to-face between Trump and Putin, and how optimistic are you it could prove to be beneficial?
Well, the summit between Putin and Trump is two elements to it. First is a bilateral. That is U.S. and Russian relationships, which also includes things like arms control, nuclear arms control. There are a number of armaments agreements that are now going away. They're expiring or they're not being renewed. This is an opportunity to fix that problem. So I think we may see some progress on arms control and some edging toward cooperation with the United States and Russia in broader economic terms. Now, this has to be slow walked because, you got the war still going on. This would come after the war. So, but I think it's a step-by-step process. But the other thing is these two leaders are not going to meet unless they believe they have deliverables. They're not going to come together and just say, well, we tried and we failed. No, this is not a telephone conversation. This is not a video call. This is face-to-face. So, yes, there will be progress of some sort, certainly bilaterally. Now, on the Ukraine side, that remains to be seen because there's a lot of tricky issues involved. As we know, there's the territorial issue of eastern Ukraine. There's Ukraine's relationship with NATO and so on. Fundamental disagreements between the Russians and the Ukrainians. And Trump's trying to figure out, see if there's any kind of space, if not maybe for an agreement, maybe a ceasefire that the two can agree to. And there's rumor, the Russians may have been proposing a limited ceasefire on aerial bombardments, but the ground war continues, and they have the momentum on the ground war, so they're not likely to give that one up very soon.
So as we see what could come from this meeting, what has been Russia's objective with this summer offensive, and how have Ukrainian forces been able to hold the line?
The Russian offensive is designed to take the 4 oblasts in the Donbass. They do not control the full boundaries up to the administrative boundaries. They control large parts. The Russian offensive is designed to reach the full boundary. So the Russians are saying to the Ukrainians, either we're going to do this militarily, or you can agree to cede the ground to us through a ceasefire and a peace agreement, one or the other. But the Russians are determined to seize the full 4 oblasts and incorporate them into Russia, which they have actually already done by their law. They just now want to make it a reality. So that's the objective there. Now, the other point, of course, is to press the Ukrainians to negotiate in a more favorable sense from a Russian point of view. The Ukrainian forces are holding but withdrawing. The Russians have the momentum. They are pushing in various points along a 1,000-kilometer front line. The Ukrainians are falling back, but in an organized manner. They are not breaking. So there's a cohesive defense.
All right. Andrew Rasiulis, we have to leave it there for timing. Retired official from the Department of National Defense. Thanks so much for your time.
You're very welcome, Scott.